Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
And also, something that came to mind as well, in terms of jerseys, I always said to myself, do you guys think it's anything wrong with a male or boy wearing a female basketball jersey? Like, what's your views on that? Because me personally, I don't see the problem with it. If a woman can wear a men's basketball jersey, why can't the men wear a woman's basketball jersey? Even just for fashion, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I mean, at home, I feel like guys wear female jersey all the time. Like like we have a lot of fans, and obviously the sport is bigger in the States, so you would see guys wearing female jersey. I don't really notice people. I mean, it's not like we sell our merchandise or anything like that. Like, you don't have stuff like that for sale, but I don't really see it like that here.
So, like, you can compare the Riders stuff. So, obviously, the Riders men, we have the exact same jerseys. Obviously, the fit's slightly different, I hope, but they all sell their stuff at their games. So, like, in terms of selling merchandise, like, it's not even an option to sell women's merchandise. I know you can get people's names printed on the back, but it's always the men's stuff that's always promoted. And with Riders, it's comparable because there's a men's and a women's team, and we have the exact same kit, same colours, but it's always the men's stuff that's like sold, and there's never a women's option. Which, I mean, I know there's probably no demand for it, but I'm not sure if that's what you're getting at.
But again, like, particularly for young girls coming up, if you go in to watch a Riders game with your parents and your brother or whatever, you're going to pick one of the men's shirts because that's all that's on offer. Whereas actually, the role models are the senior women's players. So to have that option, again, it comes back to infrastructure, doesn't it? To have the funds to be able to create the merchandise. Like, we don't have merchandise other than T-shirts or whatever. We don't have jerseys to spare and things. But I do think it'd be a good thing for encouraging the next lot of females.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else got their views? Nicola, what about your views on that?
I mean, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, in a sense, if I think about Durham, I think, maybe also a part of that is doing a better job in getting people to games and how we promote games so that we can do things like that. I know at Durham, we also don't have barely any fans come to games. We don't do much to promote our games. So in terms of getting things like that, I can see why that doesn't happen with us, but I do believe that there are a lot of teams that can do things like that. I mean, I know with the GB women, they never sold jerseys, and this year they started selling jerseys, and they sold really well. A lot of little kids getting jerseys with our names on it. If it's there, like, if it's not there, how are we supposed to know if people will get it or not? It's not acceptable to only have it for the men and not for the women too. But yeah, no, it's not acceptable at all. It has to be an option. If you only have the option, then you can only go for the men. So it needs something that needs to be done, but I think there's a lot of things that we need to do better also as well.
Definitely, which is one of the reasons for this roundtable. So it definitely.
Can I add one thing, Chris? Sorry. Like, about the whole thing about men wearing women's jerseys. I genuinely believe that for things to change, like, that's what needs to happen. It's all right us banging on about how good, like, women's sport is. Like, women's sport is great, like, watch women's sport. But we're the woman in the room always moaning about women's rights, or always moaning about, can we get this? Can we get this? And I think it really changes things if males step up and start supporting the women's game as well. If you're wearing a female jersey and you're walking around and a fan stops you, like, that gives us exposure. You're supporting it. And I feel like, we should work together as BBL and WBBL to, I mean, I need to do better with this as well because I don't really watch BBL that much, but I feel like especially they should step up for us, and, like, men supporting women is a louder voice than women supporting women.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that. Like Jimmy Rogers said, you are not women who play basketball, you are basketball players who happen to be women. So that's the statement I've taken from Jimmy Rogers from when I was young. So when I heard him say it to the female team. So, yeah. So I want to make this a bit fun now. So tell us embarrassing moment happening to you guys in the WBPL?
Embarrassing moments.
Funny moment. I see Nicolette grinning from ear to ear.
I'm trying to think. Embarrassing. I think embarrassing, yeah.
What about when you got that technical Rihanna?
That's normal. That's normal.
Yeah, it's normal any day, ain't it?
Yeah, normal.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
I mean, my most embarrassing is, again, quite typical for me. I got injured playing against Manchester. I'm sure that was once it was in WBBL. But the whole game had to stop while I had to lay on the court and wait for an ambulance and a stretcher. So, yeah, that was my most embarrassing because I wasn't really with it, but all I could hear was people like moaning about when the game was going to start. And I was just laid out cold in the middle of the court. Yeah. Waiting for the Blues and Twos to come and take me, and I spent 3 days in Salford Hospital in Manchester recovering, all because was it you, Nick? No, you weren't there at the time. I'd got basically headbutted by someone and just out cold.
But no, it was that foreigner they had that year. The girl from, I don't remember what country she was from.
I just know she had a hard head, and the court was hard too. So, but yeah. And the thing is I'm only embarrassed because I hear afterwards, like, the stories of the doctors telling me to touch my nose and me getting nowhere near my face and things, but I wasn't really with it. But I can imagine that was quite embarrassing. But yeah, near me getting injured, what a surprise.
Anyone else?
No.
I remember a funny, memorable moment that happened in the league. Since you've been in the league?
Oh, there's got to be some, surely.
That's something, isn't it?
Every game's funny, isn't it? Every game's fun. It's always something that's probably funny in every game.
Maybe because it involved you in it.
So, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think every game against you is good fun. Like, I always have a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Give us one, Siobhan, of Bailey.
Rianne?
Yeah.
I don't know, just generally it's quite funny. Like, I feel like that sounds bad, but like I feel like we go hard and it's like a real battle, but like I love it. Do you know what I mean? Like I love it. Like I just love going hard against her, and then like, you know, like turning around and like, and then like next minute it's like
I don't know. I don't know. Just the whole league's funny, innit? I don't know what to say. I'm going to let you know, innit? I'm on 4% battery and I left my charger at the job in this household. So,
Okay.
yeah, I got to go.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.